I just want to comment really on cryptocurrency a little bit. Like I said, I watch it from afar. And I just know, and just dealing with people that, have made a lot of money and then lost a lot of money at the same thing. And it reminds me of a condition. It's a medical and mental condition that I suffered from. And maybe you suffer from the same thing. It's called Shinyobjectitis. Okay. Here's what I mean. It's like there's so many shiny objects out there and your head just spins about this and that and this and that. And I want to caution against that. And the reason we're affected by shiny objectitis is because we grow bored with stuff. I grow bored with stuff. Like I figure something out and I see it working one time. I'm like, okay, got that figured out. Let's move on. What happens though when you do that is that you don't give that thing time to actually mature. They say that the average business doesn't really become profitable until about 5 years. That's a long time. You got the startup phase, and of course the failure rate is super high. But really, what needs to happen is that you need to get your business to a level of stability. Now, in my case, I do get bored when things stabilize, okay? But I've solved it. And the way I've solved it is by hiring someone or someone's a team to continue executing that. So, for example, if you're flipping houses, as misguided as it might be, we talk about it on this podcast, you really should get in apartment buildings. But it doesn't mean you should stop flipping houses if it's working. Right? Rather than stopping flipping houses, can you hire someone to run that business for you so it generates ongoing cash flow and now it becomes passive for you, right? It's the same thing here. So what I'm saying is, don't give your business, any business, time to really flourish. And syndication is the same way. And the reason I'm tying this back to crypto is I almost feel like I missed the boat on crypto, right? When back when it was $3,000, then $5,000, $10,000, $60,000. I'm like, daggone it. I almost bought one. And I'm like, man, I don't understand this thing. And no one, even smart people, were unable to explain to me the fundamentals of crypto, not just the investing, but what's driving prices, right? With real estate, what's driving prices. With gold, what's kind of driving prices. With stock, you can say, oh, this stock is undervalued. Why? Because there's fundamentals driving the stock price. Now there's bubbles that inflate or deflate, but there's fundamentals around that. And with crypto, I just wasn't able to see that, and still to this day. But a lot of people are caught going against them because they felt like me almost. I FOMO. I'm missing out on this thing. I need to get into stuff. So be really careful about that. And the other thing I want to say about that is be really clear about what you want. Back to flipping houses, which I did. I flipped 36 houses. I was not clear about what I wanted. In my mind, I wanted financial freedom through real estate. And to me, flipping houses was that, which it wasn't, of course, because flipping houses is very active, which I now know. Should have known beforehand, right? So be really clear about what you're pursuing and where it's going to lead you. For example, investing in crypto. Does that give you passive income and financial freedom? No, it could make you super rich or super poor, but it doesn't lead you to that. Same thing with flipping houses or opening a nightclub or whatever you want. Be really clear about the object you're chasing. Does that object or the strategy, if you're successful, will that lead you to the ultimate goal of that which you desire? And in order to answer that question, you have to be clear about what it is that you desire. So clarity, and just avoid the shiny objectitis syndrome. If you've picked a strategy like being with apartment buildings, okay, then stick with it. If the strategy is sound and you're following a proven system and you're working with some advisors, okay, if that's sound and you're struggling with it, it's taking longer or it's harder than you think, you gotta stick with it. That is really the secret to launching any kind of successful business, syndication being one of them. All right, guys, I'm off my soapbox now on shiny objectitis, clarity, and sticking with it. Hope you guys joined the show with Michael Flight today. Catch you next time.